Joining us right now is Congressman Jeff Duncan. Representative Duncan, welcome to the program. How are you, sir?
Great, Charlie. It's great to be at 8.9 WORD this afternoon with you.
I appreciate it. So let's talk about this debt ceiling vote. And again, like I said, most Americans, when, we have a budget that we have to stick to, and the last thing we want to do is really look for an increase in the amount of credit that we have. Why is it important that we pass this legislation?
Well, first of all, President Joe Biden and Chuck Schumer, the majority leader over in the Senate, he's the negotiating table with Kevin McCarthy, our Speaker of the House, to negotiate a debt ceiling increase or in general. I fought for 12 years, Charlie, to address our spending. You can't go and have your credit line increased if you're a small business without showing the bank how you're going to grow revenue and be able to pay the debt back. And we've asked the Congress, let's come up with a plan to actually address our spending addiction. And this ceiling increase that we passed over to the Senate last week is called the Limit, Save, and Grow Act. Limit government spending, save money, and grow the economy. Do things like we're supposed to do, empowering small businesses, large businesses, entrepreneurs, innovators across America, and not continue to grow government as we see the administration continue to do. So this was the first step. Yeah, I would have done a lot more had I been in control, but we also have a Republican conference that it is conservative to me and you, or even the South Carolina delegation for that matter.
Right.
So this was a good start, and it is a good start to the negotiations.
So, and again, how far back, because wasn't McCarthy talking about taking it back to, what, 2002 spending levels?
2022 spending levels,
and
then institute growth cap of 1% annually, and estimates about $3.6 trillion in savings over the next 10 years. But it does a lot more than that. It makes sure we fund our national defense. It does not cut Medicare, Social Security, protects veterans' benefits. It reclaims unspent COVID funds. It defunds Biden's IRS Army, which we saw him grow. It repeals a lot of the Green New Deal tax credits and the misnamed Inflation Reduction Act. It does away with Biden's student loan forgiveness. So a lot of good things, good policies there, including a lot of energy stuff that was in H.R. 1, like pipeline permitting reform.
So, but this was something that Biden did not seem to want to negotiate on, right?
He didn't want to negotiate on anything. They want a clean debt ceiling or give him a clean debt ceiling increase. Like I said, we've got to have the reform necessary to change the trajectory and rein in government spending. They spend like drunken sailors up there in Washington, and we continue to fight for a good start.
And when we talk about the amount of money that they're spending, I mean, it just seems like they're making number amounts up now. I mean, we've got there was money that is being spent to teach or to promote transgender makeup artists in Nepal. There was one $500,000 to teach English to transgender teachers to transgender students in Pakistan. I mean, this is the kind of money, when the American people hear what we're spending, and this is probably just scratching the surface, we're wondering what the heck our government is doing.
Well, over $100 billion given to Ukraine. Some of that was military aid and equipment. I agree with that. I don't agree with giving money to Ukraine that has no guardrails or accountability or oversight, and about 40 to 50 billion of that was just cash that was given with no accountability to Congress on how that money was going to be spent. So, we see so many things across the globe, like the Department of using transgenders to recruit new soldiers. That's just ridiculous. So we're going to keep pushing back. Keep in mind, Republicans just have the House of Representatives. The Senate's still there. The Senate is controlled by Democrats by a real slim margin, and of the Democrat House. So, we just have to keep fighting. We can.
Yeah, we can't. Are you still there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So let's go into these vaccine mandates that are about to expire, because, I mean, we've had Djokovic was trying to come in and play tennis at the U.S. Open. He couldn't because he's not vaccinated. I think it's long past time for these mandates to go away, right?
Oh, there's no doubt. And the administration reached out and picked a May 11th date as the end of the COVID emergency. The reason they did that, I believe, is because most state legislatures will have finished their session by then. So hopefully, according to the Biden administration, hopefully the states have spent all that COVID money. We're trying to claw a lot of that money back, it's unspent COVID funds, and put it back in the Treasury. It's not spent. But one thing I've been fighting hard for is to end the COVID mandate for healthcare workers. We have assisted living facilities and hospitals where the healthcare workers continue to have to wear masks, gowns, continue to have to be vaccinated, all this, and it's ridiculous. I just got back from Europe. We visited 3 countries over there, never heard anything about COVID the whole time we were there. COVID's over in Europe. COVID ought to be over in the United States of America.
How much of and you got to admit, they did use this as a tool in the last election. Do you think they're going to use it again?
It won't be this. They'll try to use AI or some other emergency, I'm sure. They tried with monkeypox. That really didn't catch on. Yeah. We have to watch these Democrats and the very progressive liberals that, want big government, want to control every facet of our life from cradle to grave. And conservatives don't believe that. We believe in smaller government, individual freedom, and liberties, and empowering Americans to do what we do best, and that's innovate and prosper without government control.
We're talking with Representative Jeff Duncan. You said you just got back from overseas. How is America's reputation right now?
Well, actually, it's pretty good in Eastern Europe and Czech Republic and Poland. They're looking to the West for energy sources. They still believe in us. They're worried. They had an energy reality check and that they were relying on Putin's oligarch for their natural gas. They totally are off of that now. They're looking to build more nuclear power over there, small modular reactors, and they're looking west for American LNG that we need to export. We can produce here. It's cleaner burning. It helps get our emissions down in this country and can help globally with that. But at the end of the day, it's a stable, reliable, friendly source of energy for countries in Europe that need to lessen and end their dependence on Vladimir Putin and Russia. And they had a reality check. So we're seeing it play out. But you go into Germany, where they took 2 reactors offline the Sunday we were there. They're still burning coal down in the south where their manufacturing is because all their renewables are up in the north. They can't get it transmitted to where the renewable energy could be used. So they have a reality check. They have to have energy. They're providing baseload energy with coal. And Germany was a leader in this whole, global climate change initiative and lowering emissions, but yet they're burning coal because they know they need the energy. And we see Repower EU, which is an initiative through the European Union to push more renewables. Charlie, I was in 3 countries. I saw 5 total electric vehicles on the roads in Europe.
Wow.
So we see the Biden administration continuing to push us, European Union continuing to push Europe toward more EVs and more renewables, but yet it's hypocritical in so many ways.
You're right. It seems like Donald Trump warned them that all of this was going to happen. So, a quick question before we let you go: have you seen any of these, any of the reports about the documents of Joe Biden and Hunter Biden, and what's going on with the Biden family?
Well, it just shows the FBI is in cahoots with the administration to help get Joe Biden elected and continue to shield him and Hunter Biden with his laptop. They've had the laptop. They know what's on it. They now have this supposed document that shows the corruption of Joe Biden as vice president, the selling influence that benefited him and his family personally. And if the document exists, hopefully we can get our hands on it. Chances are the White House is going to classify that document, and we won't be able to. But I know Chuck Grassley and Jamie Comer, our chairman of OGR, Oversight and Governmental Reforms, they're going after everything they can at every avenue, whether it's Hunter Biden's laptop, this document, or other the corrupt officials that have been shilling for Joe Biden and his family that have prospered off selling influence.
Yeah, meanwhile, they're going after Clarence Thomas. Representative Jeff Duncan, always a pleasure to talk to you, sir. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you again soon. Thank you.
Charlie, thanks so much. God bless.
Take care. We'll be right back. This is the Charlie James Show, News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.